there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan, which won't last 10 minutes by the way, is quite a weird phenomena that I've just sort of stumbled over. And that is, where's the witnesses? Now, what I'm talking about is, see, since I was a kid, there was a bit of a disaster, a horrific crime, there was, whatever happened, a big news article. Journalists all over the world would be summoned by their bosses and told, go and get us a story, right? Go and get us a different angle from everybody else so that we're not just repeating and copy and pasting the same stuff in every newspaper and every news outlet. And normally, there would be an abundance of witnesses, whatever the thing was. And they would have an exclusive. They would talk to somebody who'd witnessed whatever it was that happened, the crime, the disaster, the explosion, the accident, whatever it was. And now they've disappeared. And I was thinking about it. I was sent a story about a terrible thing that happened in Wales a couple of days ago, where a van driver ran into a shopping area, and unfortunately there was some horrific injuries. And the story's a couple of days old, so I was looking through the press to find out what happened, and there's no witnesses in any papers. And then, 3 weeks ago, we had the bizarre the bus death in Edinburgh, where a 74-year-old man who appears to have had his head severed, and the suggested narrative is it was a bus accident. And guess what? No eyewitnesses given any accounts in newspapers. The other thing is, with that incident, nobody seen it happen. There's no you think the amount of people, it was a busy night out, people were out celebrating Halloween that particular weekend. And the only footage that I've seen from people with their phones, and everybody's got one, was a crazy, horrific situation where I think there was 4 guys and they thought the head was a fake head. One of them actually picked it up. That's the only footage we've seen. But there's been nothing about what happened. No footage of that, the actual incident, or no newspaper articles with a witness at the scene described what happened. Then we go back to just the last 48 hours in Glasgow. None. Nobody seen what happened. There's nobody standing outside Buchanan Street bus station saying, yeah, I was going to college and I got off the bus and these 3 guys were apprehended, and nobody, no, people will have seen it. But the press don't do it anymore. They don't go and speak to people who witnessed massive events. And then I went back to Southport, and the only one, now I might be wrong with this because the amount of news articles you need to trawl through is phenomenal on that, obviously. So I might have missed some. But the only ones I can see are not people describing the actual scene at the time of the incident. They're explaining the scene after the incident, telling what happened when there was people brought out. There was, was painting pictures of people get brought out in teachers' arms with evident stab wounds, and people getting hysterical and people screaming for police help and whatever. But that's after the event. Nobody. Now, I'll put my hand up the Southport one because of the volume of news. I might have missed it. So that's Southport, Glasgow, Caerphilly, Edinburgh. All these horrific things happening. And nobody's seen them. Well, people did see them. But nobody's in the press. Now, we don't need to go back that far to like the Westminster Bridge, when the jihadists were ramming people and jumped out and had their arms, knives wrapped around the tape to keep them in their arms. And Roy Larner, the famous Millwall fan who I had the pleasure of meeting about 6 months ago, There was people explaining almost immediately and giving witness accounts to the media. And it's just stopped. And I don't know when it stopped, but it certainly stopped since the summer. It might have stopped before then, I've just not noticed it. And why is that? Why, when that was almost the press default setting? Go and get us some witnesses that can tell us the stories. So the press not going looking for them anymore. I don't know. I genuinely don't know the reason, but it's just a weird phenomenon that I've stumbled across in just last 24, 48 hours. It got me thinking about it, and it was down to this Wales story. So this Wales story, a guy's ploughed into a van, been arrested, all of that. And what we were told as well in some of the coverage of that very, very quickly, I don't know how this is even possible, but they were able to tell us that the guy had not so much overdosed in medication, but taken too much medication to enable him to drive safely. They told us that like that quick. No description of him, no name, nothing. No eyewitnesses. Just this guy who's had too much medication, is ploughed into people in a van. And it's just mental. And I don't even know. There was a 14-year-old and a pensioner fighting for her life. Let me just have a look just now. Sort by date. That's the last. We've got no updates today. We had some updates yesterday about this thing. And a man held on driving offences after the crash leaves a man 71 and a girl 14 critical condition. Now you put in to Google witness. Nothing. None. Not one story. Now we've got 1, 2, 3. There's a good one. The Herald Wales witnesses appeal. The police have not got any witnesses. It was at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, and apparently a busy shop near a busy shopping centre, shopping area. I just don't get it. It just, witnesses are not a thing anymore. Maybe it's me. Maybe maybe there are loads of stories with witnesses, but I can't think of any big ones. And as I was saying about the Southport, there were a few. I remember one guy was a business owner, but he was explaining the scene after the event. He came after the event and he saw people getting carried out the nursery and people pleading for help and things like that. But nothing. It's maybe I'm just getting paranoid. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Or maybe I'm onto something. Maybe a journalist could tell us. I know journalists do watch these things. Why do we not have any witnesses anymore? Now, that thing in Glasgow was in Buchanan Street bus station, a busy, busy part of town, right next to one of the large universities. It's across the road. Lots of buses. Right? Our media, not one single interview, comment, description from a witness. And I find that a bit weird. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit the subscribe and notification button. Let me know in your comments below. If I'm wrong, tell me. But most importantly of all, unless you are the type of person that, if there is a deliberate change in how we report things, unless you're the type of person that maybe wants to quash any eyewitness accounts reaching the normal public on these bizarre instances since the summer, not you, but
everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.